I'm Jimmy Bach, and this is History with Jimmy, along with our award-winning producer, Chandler Holmes. And this is episode 61, and today we have a special guest. And before I introduce him, I want to tell, we try to do history about so many different things, and so we do research on this before we do these episodes. This one I thought was important because I had different people asking me something about credit unions. So I'm going to read something about the history of credit unions, that they are they're not-for-profit financial cooperatives. They started back in the 19th century. The first credit union sprang up in Germany in 1850 and 1860, and by the end of the 19th century had taken root in much of Europe. So they drew inspiration from cooperative successes in retail, agriculture market. So there's a lot of history here, and I don't know the answers, but the gentleman sitting next to me does, and this is Lee Sorber, and I'm going to turn it over to Lee to tell a little bit because he's in charge of the credit unions around here. Lee, you can tell your title or whatever you are. So welcome, Lee. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, Jim. My name is Lee Sorber. I am the Chief Business Development Officer at Cross Valley Federal Credit Union. We're your local credit union here. We're located over in Mackinac. Jim asked me to come in to talk a little bit about credit unions. And it's an important topic. Not everybody understands what a credit union is, what the difference between a credit union and a bank are. When I ask people what is a credit union, they always tell me it's a bank. Well, that's not the case. While our services are similar, we're not a bank. We're a cooperative. When it started back in the mid-1800s in Germany, it was farmers, low-income people. They were subject to predatory lending. And what this was, they were given loans at a ridiculous interest rate. It just wasn't feasible for them to do banking with the traditional banks. So what they did was they pooled their money together and created a cooperative, which I think is a fantastic philosophy. Yeah. They created a cooperative to lend money to the members. And the way it works is when you join the credit union and become a member, you're actually a shareholder. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the credit union, everybody has the same share.
So do you have a certain dollar amount in order to?
$5.
$5?
$5 is
wow, you can't go get much today for $5,
right.
Not even at McDonald's to get that hamburger.
It doesn't matter if you have $5 or $5 million in the credit union, your vote is the same.
Wow.
We vote on our board of directors. They're all volunteer, they're not paid.
Wow.
All of our committees, we have a supervisory committee which acts as kind of like an audit, community audit of the credit union. And then I run an advisory committee which is made up of local business members, just regular community members, and what that program is designed to do, what that committee is designed to do, their task is to basically keep a pulse on the community. Let us know what's going on and what people need. For instance, right now, we're talking about government shutdowns again. Not to get political, but we do offer something to help those people because we were originally a Wilkes-Barre Federal Employees Credit Union.
Oh, okay.
So we have a lot of federal employees. So we developed this Liberty Loan to help them out. It's 3 months, 0% interest, not accrued interest, it's 0%. They may not be collecting a paycheck. They still have bills. There's still people who live among us in our community here that we're reaching out to help.
Wow.
During this hard time. So, yeah, right now there's probably somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 credit unions across the country. In Pennsylvania, we have 312 credit unions in Pennsylvania. And while you'll see some of the smaller ones, they'll merge into the larger credit unions. It's getting, with regulation, it gets harder and harder for these smaller credit unions to pay for everything that needs to be done.
Right.
It's a necessity.
Right.
We need to be safe. We need to protect our members' money.
Money, yep.
So the NCUA, National Credit Union Administration, is our governing body. They're also our insurer. They insure our members' money up to $250,000. Very similar to the FDIC. They a lot of the same regulation, but some.
So their money's safe, investing.
Yes, it's insured by the government.
Okay.
Yeah, we, as Cross Valley, we actually pay for extended share insurance. So your money with us up to $500,000
wow.
is insured.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah. So NCUA, they come in, they do a yearly exam, they keep us in compliance.
You're audited then,
They're
basically?
audited by the government.
Good.
So we have to make smart decisions, right?
Yeah.
Right now, with interest rates, loans, it's not easy. Interest rates are higher.
Yeah.
But there's something out there called predatory lending. And this was one of the reasons that the credit union was developed. So because all of the money, and we are not for profit, all of the interest money that we bring in, we're able to offer very competitive rates on loans. Because
like line of credit or things
we
like
can
that?
we have personal lines of credit. So right now, credit cards, big thing, you're seeing
Right.
maybe a cap on interest rates.
Yeah.
We have a personal line of credit that can be tied to your debit card. And that rate is less than half of what credit card rates are, typically.
Wow.
Wow. It's just an alternative, and we do our best. Credit cards, they're a necessity. Sometimes
To a certain extent, yes.
people need it, an emergency or whatever, but we're offering an alternative to try and help our members alleviate some of that interest-bearing stress that they have. You see your credit card bill, and it could take 20 years to pay that credit card off.
Yeah, especially at some of the interest rates that some of them charge and stuff.
Yeah, it's not good for our members' financial well-being. So, credit unions throughout history, that's what it's about. So we still try to provide that same service today. We have a program called WealthWise. We do financial counseling to help our members get these loans at a lower interest rate, and we're not just based on credit score.
Yeah.
Throughout history, the credit union was developed for people who didn't have a credit history in order to lend to them. So we don't just look at credit score. We don't just look at your credit history. We try to look at you as an individual and as an owner of the credit union.
Right. So let me ask you a question then. So do you have something that if grandparents wanted to leave a certain amount of money to the kids so that they got to a certain age, they would have money invested to help them maybe get started going to college or buying a house or anything? Do you have something like that?
Yeah, all of the above. We have wealth management, which can help you set up savings for your grandkids' college funds. We offer mortgages, home equity loans, auto loans, the whole gamut of lending, but also a lot of different savings products, better interest rates. We're here to help you, create financial success, to reach your goals, to save money and be prepared in case of an emergency, or a place to lean on if there is one.
Okay.
You come back to us, come back to your members,
Right.
your fellow owners of the credit union.
Right.
Yeah, the history is really neat. They came here, the first credit union somewhere between 1908 and 1909. It was St. Mary's Church Cooperative. It was in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And you'll see a lot of smaller credit unions. They'll be affiliated with a church, or they'll be affiliated with a business, or one of the charters for credit unions is community. Community credit union is their members have to live, work, or worship within a defined border.
Okay. So do you have a phone number like for Mackinac-Aqua, or do you have a universal one that people can call?
We do.
Do you want to give it to everybody? And
570-823-6836. That'll get you into our call center, and they can send you to any of our branches. We have 8 branches right now. No, we have 7 branches right now. We're getting ready to open our 8th branch in Hazleton.
Oh, okay.
Your local branch here is in Mackinac-Aqua. We also have a branch in the Northwest Area School District.
Okay.
And that came about, they approached me, and we've talked about it for years, opening
I
a
remember you
student
telling me
branch.
about that. Yes. Yeah.
So my alma mater is Northwest, and I joke with the kids. I said, way back in the 1900s is when I graduated from Northwest. But anyway, that school branch is designed to provide opportunity to the students. The students run it. They come down here. They work the Mackinac-Aqua branch. There's a co-op in place, and they also have a savings program where if they have a job, or even if they're cutting grandma and grandpa's grass, they're saving money. It's designed to teach them to save.
To save money.
If they save up to $1,000, we're going to match that towards their college education. It doesn't have to be college. It could be trade school, could be, you know, an associate programmer, it could be a certificate program, it doesn't matter, it's, as long as it's to further their education.
Right.
Unions even, we had one of our younger members come in, he graduated, he went into the electrical union, he has to buy books, you know, there's training involved, so he saved $1,000, we matched that $1,000 and he didn't have to worry about it.
Wow, wow, wow.
And again, that's the history of credit union. The whole philosophy is people helping people.
Wow. Well, that's certainly a great thing, especially in these times with everything going on,
Yeah.
and being able to help people is important and stuff. And we're glad that you're here and your credit unions are here, and we have somebody local and at the school and stuff. So it's very important, and that's why Jen and I wanted to do an episode about this to get the word out, because a lot of people don't know anything about it or have questions or whatever. So, and also they can call your phone number
Absolutely.
and ask questions, or talk to you at some point if necessary.
Yep, I'm in Shickshinny quite often, Shickshinny, Mackinac. I try to get down here once a week. If you run into me somewhere, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Explain eligibility, because a lot of people in the area here, if they do know what a credit union is, they think they can't join. We are what they call a multiple common bond charter, meaning we're not limited to a community. You have to fit in through either an employer, an association, a school, religious organization, but we have right around 350 different organizations, and you know, if you look down here, you know somebody in your family probably went to Northwest. LCC.
Yeah.
We even have the Falcons over in Mackinac.
Yeah.
We have down here, I think we probably have 17 or 18 businesses. And most of our businesses are small.
Yeah.
They're small businesses. That's what we're designed for. You couldn't even sign your business up as an employee group if you had a couple thousand employees.
Wow.
The government's going to wonder why you don't start your own credit union.
No,
So
okay.
it's designed for small business.
I see. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else to add, Lee?
No, I think that's it. We do have, you know, I don't want to turn this into a commercial, but I do want to talk about
No,
one
go right
program
ahead.
that we're doing, and it's called Edge. This program is designed to reward our loyal members. So there's a list of products. If you have up to 4 of those products, you get a 1% interest rate decrease on your loans.
Oh.
So personal loans, which our rates are very competitive to begin with.
Right.
If you look at our personal loans, you know, they're somewhere around 8%. You know, if you look online, shop around, we're gonna be low.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you qualify for Edge, again, it's designed to help people. We're gonna lower that interest rate by another % if you have 4 of the qualifying products.
Wow.
So, yeah, it really is great. I love the credit union. You know, I've been there this will be my 16th year. It's a great opportunity for everybody to learn and utilize the services, and that's kind of why I just kind of fell in love with it, because I love the philosophy, that people helping people aspect.
Well, I will say this. I've known his family for years and years. His grandmother, Lee Sorber, was one of the first persons to donate something to this museum. She was one of my mentors. I know his dad, I know his family, and I'm just so glad that we were able to get Lee to come here. But, you know, most importantly, to remember the family, the Sorber family was known throughout the whole area. We have their names on maps from Union Township, a property owned and stuff. So they're local people you can put your trust in. And like I said, his grandmother was one of my great, I talked to her once a week, and she would tell me stories about Shickshinny Valley and her growing up, and I learned so many things. And the first time she met her husband, and so I just enjoyed that. And this is just a great family, and you could trust Lee. If he tells you he's going to help you, he's going to help you and stuff. And so that's why we wanted to do this, to make people aware of the credit unions and stuff. And I want to thank Lee for coming in today and helping us do it. This is episode 61. I'm Jimmy Bach, along with our producer, Chandler Holmes, and our special guest today, Lee Sorber, about credit unions. So if you know somebody that's looking to borrow money or do something, you know, you can get a hold of her, the number that Lee gave you, or call me and I'll get you Lee's number and stuff like that. We thank you very much. And click the like and subscribe. We've had over 17,000 people so far have viewed our episodes. And if you click the like and subscribe, it gets more people to come. So thank you very much for watching. This is Jim and Chandler and Lee signing off.